Most people know that French pastry making is known to be really intricate and detail oriented and very difficult overall to pull off. But these palmiers or elephant ears are anything but that. They're super simple, really easy to make, and require very few ingredients. So let's make those today.
Hi, welcome to our home kitchen. Today, to make our palmiers, we're going to need very minimal equipment. You can make them with leftover puff pastry. Today, we just have a roll of store-bought puff pastry, but if you have leftovers, you can use that. And there's many variations that we can make. So let's get started.
Okay, to make the basic palmier recipe, the equipment that you'll need, it's not really equipment, but you'll need a clean surface to roll your pastry dough out on. You'll need a sheet tray with some parchment paper. You'll need a rolling pin, a knife, and a pastry brush to brush it with some egg. And for ingredients for the base palmier recipe, we have a thawed puff pastry roll. We have two different kinds of sugar here. You can use any kind of sugar you want. We just have raw sugar. You can use demerara sugar. You could use brown sugar. Here we also have white sugar. We're just going to be using a mix of both. We have some cinnamon to mix with the sugar, and then one whole egg.
So our first step is we're just going to make the cinnamon sugar mixture. So we have here a 1/4 cup of just white sugar, and then we're going to add about the same amount of our raw sugar, about another 1/4 cup. And we're going to add some cinnamon to this, maybe a teaspoon for this amount of sugar. And at this point you can add any flavoring you want. You could use any spice you like. If you wanted to use some citrus zest or something like that, you could do that. You can make it, flavor it up however you like. So we'll just mix that together and we're ready to go on to the next step.
So first I need to beat the egg for the egg wash. Next, I have our puff pastry. I'm just going to open the package and roll it out. So here, I'm just going to take a rolling pin and flatten out the surface a little bit. I'm not compressing the pastry, I'm just getting rid of any lumps and bumps on the surface. Now I'm going to take a pastry brush and generously spread a layer of egg wash over the whole pastry. So now that it is completely coated with egg wash, I'm going to take my brown sugar mixture and another generous layer of this over top.
So the next step is to roll the pastry up into the heart shape that we're looking for. There's a couple ways that you can go about doing that. You can start on either side and just roll it up and meet in the middle, but what we're going to do is we're going to fold it up into thirds like a letter, which will give us more of a heart shape. It's helpful to have the paper underneath because you can use it to roll onto itself without it sticking to the counter. Once we get both sides rolled into the middle, we just take the paper and we fold it up onto itself. We try to keep it nice and tight so that the cookies stay together nicely. So now that we have it all rolled up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of my sugar and just sprinkle it on the outside. And then just use my paper to flip it over. Get the other side here. just that the whole surface of the dough is well coated in the cinnamon sugar. And then I'm just going to use the paper that it came with and just kind of roll it up. And we're just going to pop it in the fridge for maybe 10-15 minutes just to let it firm up a little bit.
Okay, so I have the puff pastry rolled up here from the fridge. It was in there for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to cut it up and place the pieces on our sheet tray here. I'm just going to take it off of the parchment. Set that aside. And I'm just going to trim up the ends a little bit, so I'm just taking like 1/2 centimeter off here. Get nice and pretty. And then I'm going to be cutting it into about 1/2-inch pieces, so about 1 centimeter or so pieces, just like this. There we go. It looks like a bit of a mess now, but when the puff pastry expands, it'll be nicer. Just put that on my sheet tray. Okay, so these are the finished palmiers. They came out of the oven quite nicely. Looks like we've got a bit of sugar that's run on the edge here. That's okay if you like that, or you can just pick those pieces off and that's no problem. They look nice. For a couple of variations, we are going to dip some in chocolate, and then we're also going to have some sprinkles put on some of them as well, just for a fun variation. So I'm just going to break off some of the sugar that's caramelized along the outside so that we get a nice outline with chocolate.
I'm just dipping them in a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips that I just melted up. So here's our finished cookies. As you can see, they turned out into little heart shape, which is kind of cute if it was Valentine's Day or really any occasion you want to make cute little cookies for. And we did cinnamon today. You can mix it up with whatever you want, citrus zest, different spices, vanilla, anything. Change up the sugars, changes the flavor. And today we use store-bought puff pastry, but if you're feeling adventurous, you can attempt to make your own puff pastry. If you want to see us make puff pastry, let us know in the comments below.
Let us know if you've tried these before, or if you have your own way of doing it. Maybe you have a certain spice combo or some variation that you like best. Until next time. There's nothing not to like about that.